I'm the man to beat Daniel Dubois. We're going to sleep.
Thanks for inviting us to your training camp, Nathan, to see how you are preparing for the fight against Daniel Dubois. But before we go on to boxing, I must ask you, how's your son now?
Yeah, doing a lot better, thanks, Steve. You know, he recently had a big operation on his on his chest to remove a lymphoma. It's called like a what they call it, a tumour, but it's a harmless tumour. So he's just in recovery now at the minute, mate. You know, he's doing really well, and he'll be back to his old tricks. You know, hopefully in the next couple of weeks or so.
So some scary times for you.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we had a bit of a bad week last week. You know, because they didn't know if it was dangerous or not. You know, with all sorts, they've done all sorts of tests, but he's at probably one of the best hospitals in the world. You know, Elderly Hay. You know, and they've done a marvellous job with him. You know, they removed everything, and like I said before, he's just recovering. So jobs are good.
And your mind's firmly on the fight against Daniel Dubois.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. You know, I only had 2 days off, and in them 2 days, you know, I was running around the hospital car park, you know, training and stuff. So my mind's fully still on Daniel.
So you and Daniel, a lot's been made of the sparring you did in Sheffield. You know, you say you sparred the 200 to 300 rounds. You never lost a round. Daniel plays that down. What sort of personality was he in Sheffield?
Well, me and him are completely different personalities. You know, Daniel, you wouldn't invite him to dinner, let's be honest, would you? You know, it wouldn't be much of a conversation. Like I said, we're completely two different personalities. Daniel, he's very, very, very hard to get, you know, across to him. You know, you'll have a better conversation with the wall. Where me, you know, I'm very outgoing. You know, I speak to a lot of people and stuff. Him, he's completely within himself. Which, you know, if that's your way, that's your way. But yeah, we're completely two different personalities, me and him are.
Did you clash at all when you were in Sheffield?
Yeah, a couple of times, you know, we clashed because it's, like I said, it's two different personalities, so there was a few occasions we clashed.
I mean, what was that about? What would you clash over?
To be honest, silly things like a TV remote or a frying pan or something. Something silly to be there, mate.
So you had fights over frying pans and TV remotes, now you're fighting for the British title.
Exactly, you couldn't write it, could you?
Was you living with him at all there, sharing a room, or was it dormitory? What's it like? You know, what environment?
Yeah. Well, up in Sheffield, you have flats, and all the GB lads, you know, we're all in this flats. Unless there's too many, then some of them go to the Premier Inn. But we was in the flats together, and for about 4 to 5 weeks, every week I was up there, I was sharing the room, and it come to the point where I had to have a word with one of the coaches. You know, I was like, you know, come on, please change me a room, put me in with anyone. So I ended up bunking with someone else, you know, and geez, I was thankful for it.
What was it, just the conversation, but nothing for you at night to discuss, or when it was rest time?
Yeah, obviously when you get back from training, you know, you sit down, you want to have a crack with the lads and stuff, you know, that's what gets you through the day, doesn't it? You know, having a laugh and a joke. With him, there was nothing, you know, zero. So it was very hard sharing a room with him.
So now you're fighting him. Do you think that he's speaking of it being the easiest fight? Do you think his camp think the same, that this is an easy night for them?
I hope so. I really do hope so. You know, because they'll be in for a rude awakening. You know, they know for a certain fact that they're probably, you know, telling them that to fill in full of confidence. If they generally think that, good. I hope they do. But he knows very well. You know, Steve, down on the bottom of his heart, mate, I ain't his easiest fight, and he knows that, guaranteed.
And I know you say he doesn't say a lot in interviews, but there's one comment he's made about you. He says he's meaning yourself, Nathan. He's a big, slobby-looking fighter. He will never be entertaining. It's just the way he is. He will never be exciting to watch, and it is what it is.
So when I beat him on July the 13th, when am I going to be then? Time will tell it, Steve. Time will tell, mate.
What do you think of him calling you slobby there?
That's nonsense. That's a lot of nonsense. You know, he knows for a full fact. My style's going to beat him. My slobby style, if he calls it, is going to beat him on July the 13th.
So will you say that to him afterwards? Then, you know, the slobby fighter beat you.
When I get my hand raised, I'm going to say to him, I'll say, the slobby kid beat you, didn't he?
Yourself, we watched you today, trainer. You've been working a lot more on your power with Ricky.
Yeah, definitely. No, we're working on. I've been training for the past 5 weeks. You know, I've got obviously 7-8 weeks to go. We've been working on a lot of stuff. You know, power and stuff. You know, obviously, don't want to give too much of the game plan away. all sorts been working on, mate, you know, and he will expect the best Nathan Gorman. Well, it will be the best Nathan Gorman on July the 13th. You know, there'll be zero excuses when I enter that ring.
Do you think they'll be surprised if on the night at the O2 you show them that you can fight as well as box and have fast hands?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. You know, I think it'll be a rude awakening for him, mate. I really do.
Have there been times in fights against journeymen where you might have just gone through the motions and not stepped it up when you should have done?
Yeah, 100%. You know, you can virtually ask 9 times out of 10 every fight at this. You know, when you've got a journeyman, no disrespect, so you know you're going to beat. You know, listen, it's heavyweight division, you can't switch off, it takes one punch, I understand that, but 9 times out of 10, mate, you're going to get the win in you. So you can do things in there what you wouldn't get away with someone what's, you know, on the ball. So like you said, you can go through the motions and stuff, you know, and you can really kind of take your eye off the ball, you know, with journeyman, because you, no disrespect to him, but you're not getting much back at you. Where as a prospect, so someone like Daniel, I've got to be 110% switched on and do everything by the book, because I know for a certain fact if I just go through the motions like he was a journeyman, you're going to get beaten. You know, it's common sense. Where I got to be 110% switched on. Like I said before, no stone unturned in this gym, and do the job on July the 13th.
Okay, you didn't get on when you was in Sheffield, but when you'd watch him train and spar, I'm surely things would go through your mind where you'd say to yourself, yeah, he is a good fighter.
Yeah, cool. Listen, he's a good fighter. You won't fight for a British title if you know good, would you? You know, it takes a lot of work to get to a central area title, never mind British level. Obviously, as a fan point of view, outside the ring, you know, they can say this and that, but they don't look at probably the 10 or 15 years since a child you've been working hard in the gym, you know, to get to that one moment, that one fight to change your life. And this is really one of them fights. You know, I said this in previous interviews before. The winner of this fight goes on to world honours, and probably the loser is 12 to 18 months behind the winner. Really? Yeah, granted you can build, but we're both young. But I want to be on the this time next year after the Daniel fight. I want to be knocking on the world door. You know, European, if not world title doors. That's my aim.
Does it roll you at all that he seems to get a lot more attention than you in the media?
Not really. No. You know, to be fair, mate, I'm not one to be. I don't really want to be famous or anything like that. You know, I just want to be. Obviously, I want to be a world champion, and obviously, being a world champion, fame comes with it. You know, if you look at me trainer Ricky there, you know, you can't walk down the street without getting stopped for pictures and etc., which is nice to get recognised. But I want to do it for my own glory and my own. I have my own targets in my own mind, and that's what I really want to do it for. And obviously, I want to provide the best I can for my full family.
And you had Tyson Fury in camp. Has he helped you at all, or told you anything? What he think? I mean, obviously, you know, Ricky's your trainer, but is Tyson good at giving, you know, insider tips as such?
Oh, 100%. You know, he's the world heavyweight. In my eyes, he's probably the best heavyweight on the planet. So training alongside of him, you know, it's good to see the insight, watch him spar, watch he's doing pads, all his circuit training. You know, I can pick up little things off him, and he also tells me little things here and there, what to do and what not to do. So it's good to get insight off Tyson. You know, like I said, he's probably the best heavyweight on the planet. So how can you not pick up little things off him? What he does, he's an excellent fighter.
How do you think he'll go in Las Vegas against Tom Schwartz? I'm sure you'll think, you know, like everyone does, he'll win. But how do you think Las Vegas will take to a character like Tyson?
I think they'll love him. You know, I think the American public will love him. I think that's why he's over there. I think he gained a lot of publicity and a lot of fans from the Deontay Wilder fight. You know, his story. You know, 2-3 years out the ring, battling depression and coming back, having 2 comeback fights, losing all that weight, then fighting probably the most dangerous heavyweight in the planet. And in most 90% of the people thought he won it. I was that percent. So that was a good story, and I think it's captured a lot of hearts of the American public. But with the Tom Schwarz fight, I think, listen, Tom Schwarz, he's a big 6'5" lad. I think he's number 1 in the WBO, isn't he?
He's high up there.
He's high up there in the WBO, so he's a world ranked fighter, 22, 23, I know. Young kid, very ambitious. You know, if I was in these shoes, you'd grab it with both hands, wouldn't it? Because if he beats Tyson, he's automatically a superstar. But Tyson's too good. Tyson Fury beats them all.
Another fight coming up: Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz, another British fighter trying to make his name in America. Is that a good fight?
Yeah, a lot of people are giving Andy Ruiz a lot of bad credit because he isn't body beautiful. But one thing for certain, that man can fight. You know, he's a typical Mexican. You know, he gets in close, roughs you up, throws body shots, hooks. He's very, very fast-handed. I wouldn't be. I doubt it, but I'm going to back Joshua, obviously. But I wouldn't be surprised if there was an upset. You know, it wouldn't surprise me, because Andy Ruiz can fight. I do like the way Andy Ruiz fights, I really do. Obviously, I like Joshua the way he fights, but it's a good matchup. In my opinion, mate, it's a lot better fight than Miller. A miles better fight.
And, you know, we're talking about the guys at world level there. You know, you got Daniel Dubois, but is it hard for you not to think about being at this level in 12, 18 months?
Oh, 100%. Obviously, like you said, my main concentration is Daniel, but in the next 12 to 18 months, being a British heavyweight champion nowadays, you're virtually on that world door, aren't you? You know, Britain's probably got the best heavyweights in the world. Well, they have got the best heavyweights in the world, so it's the perfect time to be a British heavyweight champion in this era.
And how are you going to win your fight against Daniel on July 13?
Probably by mid-round stoppage. That's what we're training on. You know, we're working on a lot of stuff, but I'm just going to box and get the victory.
And the power's going to come with the boxing?
Oh, 100%, mate. It's coming. Definitely coming.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot.
Everyone's talking like he's the next big thing.
Absolute dynamite. Massive right hand.
They say he's got power, but how can he hit what's not there? He's stiff, he's robotic. I'm too fast, I'm too slick.
Nathan Gorman.
I've sparred him before, ask him how that went. I'm going to box circles around him, make his head spin. I've been calling for this fight. He does not want it.
I'm the man to beat Daniel Dubois.
I see you on Fight Night. You're going to sleep.